of astrology, where each card in cardiology represents planetary influence. And Dougie carried a very significant card, and he played it out. Dougie was like a broken record in his understanding and questioning about a very important part of health. Can anybody say what the important part is that Dougie was stuck on every time Dougie didn't question or have a topic on that particular subject? Anybody remember? Anybody could recall what Dougie was stuck on in connection to health? Is it prostate? Is it mental health? Is it heart health? Is it cancer? What is it? Can somebody tell me? Cancer, you think? Anybody else? Mental health. Dougie was very much stuck on mental health because Dougie considered mental health was very important to our community and in our community. The many times I get calls from Dougie, like a random call outside, I'm in the studio, can you talk to us about mental health? I say what I can, and then later on I get another call from Dougie, maybe like another week or two or what have you, and the subject is mental health. Wow. Dougie was so stuck in the area of mental health. So I want to talk a little about that in connection to Dougie, because I think that was part significant because of who Dougie was. So who was Dougie Williams in connection to cardiology? Dougie had a strong card which is called the card of mental power. Today is Dougie's birthday, am I right? So today, this card is the card of today. Anybody know what card that is? Anybody? Anybody? I think somebody here knows. Anybody know the card that rules Dougie? The cardiology card? We're still on the subject of legacy of health and healing. Because who you are manifests to what you do. Based on cardiology or astrology or the different system. And this angel says, as above, so below. And when we want to get into the core or the core of who an individual is, we look to the stars. Because we are stars or we're planets in human flesh. Yes? The flesh is just a physical vehicle, but deeper down we're stellar influence. And the ancient knew that. This is why they document so much information for us to understand that. So I'll tell you what Dougie card is. Dougie was the 8 of clubs. It's called the card of mental power. And today, today is the 8 of clubs. But there's something also significant about today. Because today, in the Mayan system of astrology, falls on what is called a wave spell, which is a 13-day wave spell that we use today. This is a wave of energy that comes from the sun every 13 days, and they have different names for this 13-day wave spell. There's 20 different wave spells that come from the sun that repeats every 13 days. And there's a name for it. And the wave spell of today is called the wave spell of the white mirror. Why is this significant? Why are we talking about that instead of the legacy of health? Because that wave spell is going to govern us for the next 12 months. And today I had an emergency meeting with some of the people from groups that I run on WhatsApp to talk about the significance of today and the significance of this event and the event how it's locked into a 12-year cycle, 12-month cycle. Because the wild spell is a 13-day week, just like we know that the year is 52 weeks. But we don't count the significance of each week of the year. We don't count that. And we could say we go 52, we go 7 times 7 because we're in the 7th month, yeah? And 7 times 4 Yeah, 28. So we're at the 28th week of the year. Anybody know that? Yeah? But we don't look at the significance. But in the system of all mixed stars, mind, and astrology, each week have a significance. But the most significant of that, this one changed the cycle, which is the new year of the system of mind, and all mixed astrology. And because of that, the significance of today, it mingles for a whole year. So it's like a day to make resolution. And I think one of the important resolutions for Dougie that we have, I think we're looking at setting up apartments for Dougie. How is that coming in terms of donation and things like that? And what is the date? Do we have a date for that? Eh? We don't have a date. Just checking. So, a very significant day today that we have the event for Dougie, but also it leads into the year. So I think other things are going to jump in connection to Dougie and the legacy that is left to us. Okay? What is the legacy or contribution to us and our community? I think we touched a little bit on that. But one of Dougie's major topics was finding your voice. Anybody remember that phrase? Yeah. Finding your voice. And we know that the year that Dougie transition was a year that they wanted to do what the closing of the mouth ceremony known as COVID-19 master. Yes? So the man that tells you find your voice passed at the same year when they wanted to be silent, wearing a week or whatever it is over our mouth. Some people are still doing that nonsense over their mouth for whatever reason. Yes? And so the message is, are you going to find your voice or are you going to block yourself or put a handcuff over your mouth or mouth cuff? Significant. But we don't think about these things. But one thing to remember that Dougie knew about mental power and the importance of mental power. Why? Because his card is a mental power card. But Dougie plays the role like Colombo. And this is why we don't really fully understand Dougie. If you go back to Dougie will ask you things as if you don't know. Yeah? Because Dougie have a deeper perspective of things, and because of that, he trashes it out as opposed to be forceful, he plays the ping pong with us. You know what I mean when I say ping pong, yes? He throw it out to get a reaction so that other people can learn. Is Gillian in the house? No, Gillian, everybody knows Gillian? Gillian is a young lady, I think she was in the early teenage when actually she used to be on a lot of Dougie shows. Dougie really promotes health and healing in connection to Gillian, the young lady. And why I talk about Gillian, because I think Gillian went on to be a nutritionist in terms of health and healing, in terms of getting certification in nutrition. But the reason why I want to talk about how a country comes, because it shows Dougie as a community organizer, as a promoter, as an MC, was here also about the growth, the upgrowth. Not just the older people who knows about health and healing, but the exposure of the young people. Yes? And so it's like the legacy has to go on. We can't just wait until the elders pass and say, I should have learned this and learned that from the elders. Dougie was also about building up the next generation of health and healing. And I had my share of exposure with Dougie. And on YouTube, you can find Galactic Tribe, Wisdom and Vitality, where Dougie was the MC announcing that Wisdom and Vitality led by Alexander. So yes, we love and adore Dougie for the work he has done. The 8 of clubs today. This is a chart here that represents every one of us here. based on the date you were born. You may not know the significance of it, but in time, if you're interested, you can learn that. But the Eight of Clubs you see here, this is called the Jupiter line, and this is called the Neptune line. Yes? It may not be significant to a lot of you all, but for me, because I understand that the year begins with Mayan or Olmec Mayan New Year begins on the 26th of July, Saturday, is connected to this card, which is the week or the wave spell that this falls in. This is the seventh notch of the wave spell of the mirror. So you're going to see a lot of things being reflective as we move into the new Olmec year, Mayan Olmec. A lot of things will be reflected. Those of you who watch the news have seen, especially what's going on in Israel and Palestine, you see the reflection. Last year, Israel was bombing Palestine to split away. This year, you see Israel getting bombed. People are surprised. The miracle is happening. But this is not the topic for today. We're talking about that, and really that alone. We're still at the legacy. Yes? But if you want to learn about cancer, look at what's happening with the war. Because those of you who get chemo, that's what is being done. Yeah? Because they figured that Palestine is a cancerous country. And so they bomb them to spirit away in connection to healing. Healing don't work like that. Yes? So when they give you radiation, destroy the good and the bad cells. And then you say, this is how you take care of some people. That's not the way. That's a cancer treatment that is called about. It's called war. It's internal and external war and the civil. Okay? But what is so significant of the Eight of Clubs is that he doesn't have a past life karma. In other words, in the spiritual spread, which looks similar to this, it's the same card from the past life as it is in Islam. So people who are Eight of Clubs have a very significant to the past life. Because they're in the same position from the spiritual world as they're in the physical world. Meaning, most of us, when we leave from the spiritual world, and this is the science of the cards, coming into the physical world, we change form. Because we come here to learn something of importance. But the Eight of Clubs people, they're in the same position in the spiritual world and in the same position in the physical world. And this is why they have so much mental power. Because if you want to learn more about that, find me or you can get more information. Also, if you want to learn about your card, is a chart that shows you based on your birthday, each one of those days represents a different card. Yes? And the cards rule us because the cards are not cards, they are planetary influence coded in card form. It might sound like a mouthful and a earful to you, but there's so much knowledge and wisdom in this information coming from the ancient world. I'm talking about ancient Africa. Okay? You can talk more that later, but it's a whole new world in that sense. Prior to Dougie talking to me or calling me and calling around and doing radio show and mental health, I know of this particular herb. This is a very powerful herb from Africa. And a vial of this is about 250 pounds. Yes, to purchase, yes? Or depends on who you get it for, it may cost more. What is so powerful about this powerful herb? And why is it so expensive? Okay. There's another, I can find it right now. what is so powerful about this powerful herb? This herb, as a good brother, a herbalist, I highly respect, called Anthony Andal from Ghana. He grows this herb and he does ceremony. He used to do the former Anthony Andal used to do a lot of sacred ceremonies in America utilizing this herb. Yes? This powerful herb is known to cure, I said cure, any addiction. Crack, cocaine. This is one of the reasons why it is known in the West, or it's so expensive in the West, because those crack addicts and cocaine addicts, or those cocaine addicts or heroin addicts that have a lot of money and learn about this herb from knowledgeable people such as Anthony Andal and other scientists started to utilize this herb. And if they cost 16 grand, 10 grand, 5 grand, whatever, go to Gabon or different parts of Africa to partake in the ceremony, to go and ceremony with the herb. Now, I work in the building trade. As I said, that's another hard area. I work at home improvement and health improvement. So when I talk about health, this is my health improvement side. But other than that, I'm a builder. It's part of my legacy coming from my father, who's an architect and a builder. And my father put me with his number one builder to learn. And I learned from foundation to roof. So I could do both exterior and interior houses. Yes, I do tiling and I do plumbing as well. And I do a little bit of electrical. I wear many hats. Because, my grandmother used to say, now man, he used to say, we don't have the lazy bones. My grandmother used to call me a nickname, I don't want to say it now because I don't want to call me that. But he used to say, I don't have any lazy bones. And believe you me, I would work up to 10, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the night sometimes. I would push hard. But one thing I do when I push hard, I utilize the herbs. The message is that some of the healers in Africa will take this herb and they could go out in the wild, face wild animals, yes, face a harsh day with no food and don't have to worry because this herb is powerful. So I've been working hard and testing the herb because the body is allowed, it's a testing ground, so you not only read in the book how good the herb is, you can also test it with your body. And as a traditional herbalist, learning the traditional herb, I also need to test. So I've gone through all of this and a little bit more. But I'll tell you something about this herb. This herb, we see it for those who watch the movie Wakanda. You see a purple flower, but the purple flower is reflective of this herb. Because if they show you in the movie some powder root, you wouldn't get the message. So they put this as a purple flower. But the purple flower in the Wakanda movie is actually Igbo. Because Igbo have the power to take you to transcend the spiritual world. So let me give you a heart around here. So in Africa, there is the Igbo ceremony that is done, and it's not done with microdose like I have here, but it's done with a major dose. And you may have a 3-day ceremony, and when you take that herb, it helps you to transcend time and space. That means you leave your body there dead as a carcass. Somebody will look after your body, sing to your body, sun your body. You're gone away for 2-3 days outside your body. Hey, I can see you. Into the spiritual level. How are you doing? You're gone away into the spirit world past death. Our ancestors knew what it is to pass death and come back into it. This was one of the herbs. When I say pass death, that's what they say. You go into the spirit world, communicate with the ancestors, come back and you're fully reset. That means if you lost your mission for while you're here, this way you can get back to your mission. This is something I don't like to talk about publicly. Who's the timekeeper? Am I still there for time? Okay. Yes? So the importance, study these herbs, study our tradition, because listen, it's mind-blowing. The knowledge concerning health and healing is mind-blowing. I have a brother, spoke to him a couple of weeks ago. He was in the hospital. I was treating him for some health issues. I don't want to say his name, so I don't want to say what the issue is. But anyway, he said, for the issue that he's dealing with, the doctors can't understand how he is doing so well. And you know they know that he's taking some kind of protocol, but they can't tell him direct, so they want him to know what you been doing. He said, I've been exercising, because he's smart enough to understand the nature of the medical field. So he tell them he's been exercising, and they can't tell you they're lying, because they have to have proof. So they tell you, whatever you do, keep doing it, because you know you're doing surprisingly well. Okay? Because some of the issues that he's suffering with had to do with lungs issue. And I know one of the lungs issue, and I know one of the best herbs, you know, when you come on to lungs issue. And you know, the Indian gurus or shamans or whatever you know them, they talk about this herb. It's called haritaki. I'm so sure I came up, you know about haritaki, yeah? Haritaki? No? It is said to increase your breathing capacity 300%. You have some haritaki. So haritaki, this is a herb that is come from Indian tradition or non-Indian tradition. And don't get tripped up to think about Indian herb, Chinese herb, blah, 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 blah. It's just the Indian name for the herb. Because lots of herb, basil have a Nigerian name, but it's still basil in English. Yes? You may have like licorice, for instance. It's known as one of the Chinese #1 herb. But licorice, the Chinese learn about licorice from the ancient Egyptians. So we get tripped up in herbs and the name from different countries. But haritaki might be somewhere in Africa, China, whatever, but under different name. So they will get confused. Indian herb, I mean Jamaican, not Caribbean, no, I'm Caribbean herb. You know some people are like that. They can mix that up. But if you live in a cold area, a cold country, not just Caribbean herb, you need to take cold country herb as well. Yes?
Yeah, brother, I just wanted to say that it's important to let everybody know that Iboga, it really does what you said, but that you need to be guided. It's not something to just take.
Counter-indication, yes, that's what you're talking about. Yes. All, not just Iboga, all herbs have counter-indications. So this is my microdosing. Yes? And I've been microdosing, because I'm testing my body's law. So by the way, next month, I'm going to be 60 years. So I am not playing when it comes out to herbs. I'm learning about the herbs, their nature. Because when you take the herb, you're not just eating or drinking a herb. You're taking on planetary influence. You know that? When you take the herb and you drink the herb, you're drinking the essence of different plants. Because the herbs are influenced by what? The stars and planets. And when we say the stars and planets, we're talking the same thing. Because the star just means planets that move. Or the planets just mean stars that move. It's a Greek word for star that move. So don't get mixed up between planets and stars. It's somewhat one and the same. So the influence, the heavens declare the glory of God and the earth, so it is handiwork. Day unto day, other speech, night unto night, so it works. There is no speech, no language is not heard. What voice is talking about? The planetary voices. Read it again. He said there's no speech, no language where their voice is not heard. The voice of the planets. And so the voices are in here. When we eat, it's a form of communication. It's not entertainment as the Western world wants us to believe. Let me repeat. When we eat, it's a form of communication. It should not be considered entertainment. They eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow they may die. You see that's going on. Everything in this country is fast food. Fast, microwave, food. Fast, microwave, food is destroying a lot of us. Shelf life food is destroying a lot of us. It's only we can change that for we. I go to the shop, I said if it's microwave, I don't want it. I'm better off drinking water. I don't take anything microwave, and some people want to give me the science of microwave. That's fine. I can tell you the military use of microwave as well. But if you're going to regulate it, I like the Rasta concept, it cooked by the sun. That's what we say. Yes, it cooked by the sun. And that's what we say. So why you cook it again for? Why you microwave it again for? Why you shelf life it for 100 days or 100 years for people to consume? Shelf life is a problem as well. So we gotta watch that. Fresh. Let's stay fresh. Let's eat fresh. Let's look young and healthy. Let's find our voice. Let's find our health sweet spot. And look after ourselves. Because if you don't, these jokers that are paying us pension, they ain't gonna look after you. They want to get rid of you. Because everything for them is dollars and cents, pounds and pence. You're not important. And especially now that they have the AI. Yes? So we got to look after us. And that's what the legacy of health and healing in connection to Dougie, sleepless night, always on the radio, always on the road, trying to get us to understand the importance of health and healing. Another figure 8 or another number 8 we had in our community was Professor Sally. Stephen's dad. I never met him because when I came to this country in 2003, he was in Uganda, and I heard so much about him. I was waiting for him to come back to have a conversation, but I wasn't able to because he passed before. So we respect the age and the days. I'm not going to take the precious time, but I thank you all for keeping the legacy and hopefully will translate it into book knowledge of Dougie's work so the younger generation can learn the importance of the work that Dougie was dedicated to. And that's what pulled us all together. Because one of the key thing about Dougie is the spirit of communication or community. That's why we're here. Dougie pulled us together. And I hope we stay together, learn from each other. Hear me up if you want to talk about it.
Take this time, let's hear it for our brother Galactic Lion once again. Okay, so Galactic made some points around health and well-being, and our brother Dougie, and yes, we did many events with our brother Dougie on health and well-being, and he also spoke about traditional herbs, and I do want to, at this point, Dogon teachings that we have here in the UK who trace their lineage back to Kemet, who do use traditional herbs. We've been studying this with them for over 10 years, traditional medicine. And I know Brother Shola was making a point, and I think it is key, about having the guidance from those who know the culture. And I do hear Brother Clyde say he's studying. Because the way we do things here and the understanding we have here isn't the same that they do in the traditions. They are used to communicating with the spirit world. And so when they're learning, you do need that guidance from that realm. So yeah, it's deep knowledge, but definitely one to look into more. And I just want to say, first of all, I want to acknowledge across the road, we have a sickle cell awareness group who are having an event at the moment. And Brother Dougie will always do a lot of work with the sickle cell community, because we again know that that is a community that is, it's our community that suffers from things like sickle cell. So we always do a lot of work with the sickle cell community. So I want to acknowledge them and our warrior queen sister who is keeping that fight up. And to say as well, the classes which are held by the Dogon teachings is actually held over there. So you can come and learn a bit more about that if you want to come over and ask, okay? Because our ancient knowledge is coming back. Ibrahim Traore, although he is Muslim, he is reintroducing initiation. This was the way our people guided their children through life. These things are key, so we have to give thanks for the traditions and those who have held the traditions. Well, right now, we want to introduce our brother who's going to do the next section on personal development and personal development workshop. Let's hear it for no other than our brother Jamas. Step forward, Jamas.
Firstly, I'd like to thank each and everyone for coming out. This is what really makes the memory and the legend continue. Everybody who knew Brother Dougie, he was a giant in our community. And one thing that Brother Dougie had that I don't think many leaders have. Brother Dougie's special skill, he created leaders. He created speakers. He came to Brother Dougie, he was like the whisperer when they had the dog whisperer or the horse whisperer. I don't call him Dougie, none of those names. He was a community whisperer. He silently built a community. And he really did make us find our voices on his long shows. He would just throw you in the deep end, throw you off the cliff, and you had to find your voice. This is what Brother Dougie he did. And once again, I'd like to thank you all. I remember when I first discovered this etymology thing, Brother Dougie looked at me like I've lost my mind. And the next thing he said, come on the next show. And from that, I wouldn't be talking here if it wasn't for Brother Dougie giving me the opportunity. And this is what he's done to so many of us. And it is important that we keep the legacy going. He's given us the seed, and we have to make this grow. So first, I just want everybody to cheer yourselves and Brother Dougie. Thank you. I've got some shout outs. Another family gathering is reparations on the 1st of August. So we're inviting you to come down there. Another family gathering, we'll invite you for reparations. And also there's a course that Dougie holds close to his heart, and it's about the community centre in Turnpike Lane. And we've got a campaign by the door. So before you go out the door, make sure you make your signature, give your support. Right? So what I'm going to talk about today is the sacred science of words. The man who said, know yourself in that law. If he did know, we would have the answer and we would be in the position we're in today. Right? So the first thing that happened to us as a people is that they done brain surgery on us. That's why they're not functioning how we're supposed to function. If you look at our ancient artifacts, you can see the high level of skill that we have that they still can't comprehend today. We have abilities that they still can't fathom. And what they done to us, our original language was a language of sovereignty. We created we were one of the first creators of language, and language is not just idle words that we use today, because the words we use today don't mean anything. Don't give you no science of what the thing is you're talking about. When you call a word, they say that a word is a noun. The first thing I want you to remember is that one of the founding fathers of linguistics said the letting go of the letter and the study of sound is the first step towards freedom. Yeah? So the first thing you have to do, and nothing as a sound man in there, is to study the sound. And the next thing is that just like a heart monitor, language reveals the nature of the writers of the language. So if you look at the word noun, it has two sounds in it, no and un. Yeah? And noun is just what you call something, no science. In the word pronouns, it's just what I call something in front of me. A noun is just a calling. Renounce is a call back. So noun, which is one of the basic forms of English language, you don't know nothing with that sound. Even the word read, to read, they don't show you what read is, so you can't read because you don't know what read is. Read is made up of two sounds. Read, which means to go back, and add, which means to move. If you don't tell that, you can't read. So recall, remember, renew. Every time you hear the sound read, it means to go back. When you reverse the word read, it means to carry out something. Jump, jumper, run, runner. So to read, you have to turn the sounds backwards or backwards. We've been tricked to think that, the language is from right to left. But to say any Latin word, which is a third of the words in language, in English, you have to put the sounds back. For instance, criminology. Ology means the study of criminals. Biology, you have to say the sounds backward, the study of life. Sociology, the study of what is social. So we've been tricked and made dumber and dumber by the people who have given us this language. So the word unknown, I'll say it already. Noun is unknown, because a noun doesn't give you the science of the word. So what we used to practice is called medu nature. Translated to English is we do nature. What we used to do, firstly we created thoughts into symbols, and then we used the symbols to expand our thoughts. We use language in a highly scientific, biological, alchemic way, in the way that we communicated to each other. So, every letter originally had a word in it. The word that it had in it was how we functioned, how we functioned. So every letter had a word that related to your nature. And what we used to do, we had a language of sovereignty, ascendancy, and the ability so we lived the life of a sovereign, we lived a life to expand ourselves. We didn't worship nobody, even though we worship now, I don't know where we worship anymore. So we had a language of ascendancy, a language of power. We were power, just like Muhammad Ali, I'm the greatest! And he was the greatest. You could call yourself into being by the feeling of the words that you enacted. This is what we had. So they done, and I said, the man who said no, he said, in that no, because we wouldn't be sitting here right now. They performed brain surgery on us, so we lost our nature. How did they do it? They took away the original words. I think it's a process called acrophonics. So they took away the original words and we were just left with the letter, the sound of the letter. That's how the word A became A. It originally had a sound or a program of how we could ascend. Right, so once again, they strip the sound from the symbols, and we're just like a dog knows the sound, but doesn't know what the word is. We know the letter, and the reason why it's called a letter is because now we let everything happen to us. They use these sounds for specific purposes. Now we have become a nation of letters. We let things happen to us because we've learned to do it from them. When you reverse the word let, which is L-E-T, you reverse the sound and the frequency, you get the word tell. And this is what, especially now we were tellers. You know, we could tune into something and tell what that tune was for. Fortune tellers. That's our nature. Now, so what they done once again, they stripped the sound from the symbol. So I'll give you an example of one of the so-called letters and the nature of what is in the letter. The first letter of the alphabet, they don't tell you what it is, but I'm going to tell you. Once again, the man will say, know yourself, indelible. Right. The first letter of the alphabet is called A. You go in the dictionary or ask a professor, what does A mean? Them say A. Okay. That's what they say. You go into Greek, they will tell you that the letter of the alphabet is A and it means first. Why does it mean first? You know. You've got to go into Hebrew or look up the Phoenicians to find out why the letter of the word. I'll just tell you why. The reason why the letter A is the first letter of the alphabet is because through our ancient wisdom, and it relates to your nature, it's the first sound you make. Language relates to your nature. The reason why A is the first sound, it's the first sound that you can actually make. The reason why Z is the last letter, it's the last sound you make. Or when you do. So language in its original state was what we used to develop our nature. When you look at the letter A, to find out what we used it as and how it relates to what our science, once again everything we said was a science. You reverse the letter A and you'll see the ox's head. This is how it relates to being the first letter of the alphabet. So the letter A, which they've dumbed us down, relates to the ox's head. The ox used to be used in the farm as an animal of strength to till. So the ox is a design of strength. This is what they use as a farm animal. And there's a reason why the letter A becomes an ox and why it relates to the first sound you make. If you look at the word, the reason why, when you take the air, it's called oxygen. Oxygen, gen is the Greek word to mean to produce, as in the word generator. So to generate the strength, you produce oxygen. That's the science of the first letter of the alphabet. Anybody who does sports or performs know how important breath control is. So the letter A didn't just mean the letter A, it was our ability to temper our nature. To stop yourself getting hot-headed, cool yourself down. We had just the first science was the science of breathing. So this is how every letter, the B was best meant to your body, so your body was the science of duality. Because now, through you breathing in air, you're now able to see the differences, and you need a difference to live. You need dark to see light, you need high to see low, you need left to see right. So when you breathe in this science of the air, now you can see differences. You can see the differences. Once you can see the differences, then it's called bar. Your bar, basically your body. You see the body's in things because now you've stimulated your spirit through your breathing. Now you can see the differences in things, so that's called bar. You can now move forward, which is called your car. You can now carry yourself and maneuver through the differences that you can see for breathing in. You can see the duality for the bar. Now you can maneuver. Once you can maneuver, the D's, now you can go into different dimensions. I can go that door, I can go into this door, I can go into that door. Once you do that now, you experience different energies, which is the E. Through experiencing the different energies, now you can hear a frequency into the energies that you can see. And through that frequency, you can create a force in relation to that. And that is just A to F at the moment. When you get to the H now, the H, you can hold what you see, you can call it out, or you can let it go. That's from the H. H is the window which enables you to see that. Once you've got those letters, then you get to the I. Now you can experience the ideas of what you stimulated from the breathing, see the difference, how you carry yourself, which dimension you went through, the frequencies that you saw, and now the experience that you felt, you can now get the idea of it. From the idea, which is I, they put the J in there once again to throw us off the track. From you get to the I, you get to the L. L represents the leader. Now you have control of the ones before. And funny enough, the I is the ninth letter of the alphabet, which relates also to the birth cycle. So this is how the woman brings birth to life. This is how we bring our mind to life as a creative being. We've been tricked into externalizing and giving our energies to forces outside. So that's a basic instruction of the science. Now I'm going to show you how they make you Dhamma and Dhamma. How they make you Dhamma and Dhamma. First, you go into a nursery school. You're not even sick, and you're in a nursery school. So they bring a doctrine in. Doctrine in. Right, so education is one little sort of medication. Right, so the first thing they do to dumb you down is teach you plain English. And no black man don't like no plain food. So they're already upset. They teach you plain English. No high-falutin English from the ones who created the thought. We learn plain English. Yeah? So plain English, this is why they explain everything to you. Everything is an explanation. What happens when you're only explaining something plainly? You complain about everything. This is why we get into disagreements, because through our scientific nature of mathematics, basically we have biomathematics. Biomathematics is rhythm, simply. We can calculate certain things just by the frequency that someone gives up. They need to write it down and do a times table. This is why you say, well, to win the 100 meters by eating jerk chicken. No science had that in its play. We have the ability just from the rhythm, that is our mathematical skill. Now, so this is the style that we have. So basically, once again, plain English, you complain about everything. Yeah. The next thing about this language that they give it meanings. Meaning in mathematics means average, not what something is. You take 5 letters and then you divide those 5 letters to get the meaning. A mean man doesn't give you nothing. Know what I mean? When you go to a dictionary, you don't get that letter, you get another 5 letters to confuse you. This is what they're tricking. You go to the dictionary and you try to find out what one word is, now you've got another 4. Yeah. So this is what they've done to trick you. So basically what happens, once again, you learn plain English, no seasoning, so we're talking in averages. This is why you get in an argument. What do you mean by that? Because we're not using language of precision. We are using ordinary, this is why they call it ordinary. They call it ordinary because you become ordinary. And it's making you primed to take in orders. So the first step of language, once again, is plain English, to simplify your mindset, to make you ordinary for the next step. The next step is called education. The root, 2 minutes? Yeah. The root word of education is the word juice. Juice means to lead. It doesn't matter, it depends who's doing the leading. And once again, this is why they want us to have the mindset of their favorite animal, the dog. Yeah. So juice means to lead. If I see something I like, it's called seduce. It will seduce me. If I see something that juices me, if something makes me feel bad, it's called reduce. What I've seen has made me go back. The detective deduce. We follow the leads and bring down the demons to bringing down the leads of the juicer. So education comes from the word induce. E means to go out, as in the word excite, explain, so X means out. So educe means to lead out. Once again, it becomes through the leading. Right, so once again, you've been primed by plain English and set up to be led, and this is where they bring in the grammar. So the grammar now, and the people who learn grammar don't go to comprehensive school. They go to Eton and the school, their school where they learn, where they learn, basically they learn what the grammar is. We learn how to understand the grammar because we've been made ordinary. So now we've made to comprehend, the comprehend means understand, stand under the grammar, and anybody who puts forward grammar, because they know the grammar, to put forward something is called pro. So if I'm going to protest something, I'm going to test you by saying projector, pro is putting out a force, producer, I'm putting out something that's going to lead something. So basic, so once again, if I'm putting forward grammar, I'm pro-grammar. So all the people at the higher level are learning how to program the rest of us. So this is how they've tricked us, and the process again is called strep-fol-symbolia. Strep-fol-symbolia is when you strep, which is strip, sound, which is form, from the symbol. So when you strip the sound from the symbol, someone can be driving around in your car and you don't realise it. You're looking at your words that you created because in the language it's called phonetics coming from Phoenicians who studied from the Egyptians. You won't be able to make a sound to a British word if you didn't know this. If you didn't know the sound of it, which is in brackets called phonetics. And phonetics is a skill of applying the sound to the symbols, just like electricians. So once again, they've taken away, they made us dumber, set us up for programming, given us a process called strep-fol-symbolia, so we no longer recognize our things. And if somebody teaches you how to forget what you had, it's called alexia. And alexia is learned dyslexia. So when you're taught by one of them, you forget who you are.
Parched, and also we've got lots of stores around in here outside. There's a brother on the outside who's selling vegetables and things like that. So we're going to have a 20-minute break before we come back for the last 15-minute break. 15-minute break before we come back for the last section, alright? So thank you.
Oh, nice. Okay. Oh. You alright?
Yeah, don't step on them last leg now, you know?
That's alright, that's okay. Oh, nice. You okay? I'm not bad. I'm not bad at all. It's nice to meet you as well. Yeah. But I've met Dr. Abu and Jammers, and I knew Dougie from the Speakers Club. Yeah, you know. That's why I used to put in the comments, ask Jammers when he's going to start the Speakers Club again. Because it seems since Dougie's gone, you know what I mean. But, yeah. Oh, this is my hubby. Yeah.
I've seen your name in that YouTube.
That's alright, man. Yeah, because we were here yesterday. They had, you know, Montreal's got a volcano. Well, it's 30 years. So it was like 30 years of resilience. So we were here yesterday, and I was filming, Mac was killing me. But from I heard you mention, I said, no, I have to do that today. Yeah? So I'm going to walk around and see each other and that. And I'll catch up with you then. Oh, where did Jammers go? Jammers. He must have gone outside.
Are you happy?
How are you?
Well, I'm alright, man. I'm just full of my company and all that big talk.
You go and get yourself a drink, but we're not pushing off for now. Do you know what I mean? Well, a long time, man.
Yeah, long time. Good to see you, man.
Yeah. So you go and get yourself a drink. See you in a bit. All right. Oh. All right. Yeah. Sorry. Oh man. You got a line? Yeah. They've got things in there where you can go and get drink. They've got stores. okay? All right, listen. Okay. I think it's this way. Hi, you alright? I'm okay, thank you. Oh, bless, thank you. Yeah, thanks, yeah. Oh wow, everything looks so lovely.
Afton mango, afton carrot, Guinness sponge, pineapple, kiwi and baobab, watermelon, plum and apple, sorrel, soursop, Irish moss and avocado.
Oh wow. Okay.
I made it up and I tasted
Ready? Alright. Okay, thank you very much. Alright. Yeah, I know. Alright. Okay. 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 Sorry. All right. Okay. I don't know if they finished. Well, he was waiting for everyone to come back. All right. Sit down in it. No, don't do that then. Naya, I think somebody's trying to get your attention. Man with the glasses. day, innit? Yeah.
After we finish, someone got to jump back in there. But if you want to do it,
Yes. And more recently, due to the subsidence, outstanding remedial works and unmet statutory requirements that the council haven't done. Many of us fall under the remit of Harrogate Council. I'm going to stop this bit. It says, critically, the crumbling annex at the rear of the kitchen poses a serious health and safety risk. I'm going to stop it right there, not read it. But what I'd like you to do, on your way out or in the break, if you could sign the petition, because the petition, we put a call out for action, it actually did work. Because the council had started dialogue with the ACL, and they're kind of in charge. But we need the people, we need you to ask the committees, what are you doing? When is it going to open? Because there's a bit, I'm going to say, there's a very much what I call a poor communication with the committee that's there at the moment. I'm not going to slate what they do, because at least they've held on to it. But we need support. You know, what was the point I was going to make? Yeah, so if on your way out, you see a lady, she's on the laptop there, if you could sign the petition. Yeah? So, thank you very much for your time. Yeah.
Thank you, Brother Dougie. It's really important. It was something we've been using for years. Oh my gosh. Like in Kwanzaa, we would hold it every year, and when it wasn't happening, they were like, what a loss. So, yeah, we want to get back to center. Okay, we're going to move straight on, and we are now going to introduce spoken word by our sister queen, Belinda from Bath. Watch Michael Jackson's sister, watch the chosen oil please.
Good afternoon everyone, thank you for having me. Tonight I'm going to be performing two pieces. One is a small tribute to Brother Dougie and Live Up Now, as I was briefly. But it's something that was in my heart from last year, and I put it down and I thought this is very good. As he said, find your voice, so I'm finding it. And the second one is a tribute to the Windrush generation, which is also something that I do know Brother Dougie is quite hot on through the conversations that I used to have with him. I'm from East London, so coming to Tottenham, and the lady here with the open ones that just embraced me, and that's how I'm forever in Tottenham and I like that place, and that's how I met Andrew. Having said that, I would say that BAP takes place every Saturday, 2:30 to 4:30 in St Anne's Library. It's an excellent opportunity to just express yourself, have fun, and release your inner child. Black Arts Production. And it was an opportunity for It was an opportunity for black people to be more visual in the theatre, as stimulated by Richard, the founder of the organisation. But it's not just Richard alone, it's his family, Andrew, all of them are really pulled together and make it a family affair. That's another tragedy. Alright, so no title. You put the you in community, to me you were the glue, the way you galvanised the storm, the way you could ever surpass what you gave us. Find your voice, you gave us vibrance and art, your conversations in the barbershop that spread your wisdom far. You were so positive, ever smiling despite your pain. And when I saw you, I get this sense of comfort and nice feeling I can't explain. So food of love, an earth angel, now you're a spirit, that's why I write this words to honour you, even for just a minute, to reflect on the love you felt was missing in the community, that you tried to reignite, to bring back a sense of family. Love is a strong light, a feeling of deep affection. That is the verb, so it's a chance to demonstrate a little compassion. Love's a deep interest, pleasure in something, that's the noun. It can feel intensely warm, highs keep you from feeling down. It's the healing of the nation, picture of any war. It can help bring us together, reopening up any closed doors. Love's the connection between two, the way they treat and speak to you, not to forget how you regard and behave towards them too. It's a bond, a connection through marriage, friendship or blood. It's the balance between masculine and feminine, sealed by the one above. Love is expressed through words, touch, sound, and also giving, showing in your gestures, interactions, and in your everyday living. Love is the spirit of the man with the vision, also the plan. Love was Brother Dougie, the embodiment of the two powerful words, I can. Sorry, I was reading it. It's like just wasn't gluey for me, so I think it's but this one is a tribute to the Windrush generation that I do know by heart. It's one I've done quite a few times in Tottenham, and every time you hear it, I'm hoping you hear something new. It's ironic, it's sarcastic, so please don't be offended, but it should deliver everything that my grandma's generation wanted to say. So, welcome to England, where the streets are paved with gold, and there's plenty of opportunity for you to catch a cold. Or if you lose your culture and you actually do as you were told, you get a job with London Transport or the NHS, or at least that's what you'll be told. Welcome to England, where you're invited but treated like an awarded guest. To work non-stop but none for you to rest. Well, we make you feel like every single day is a bleeding test, working hours, but you'll still never be appreciated by the West. Welcome to England. Well, we understand our dogs much better than you, and we judge and classify you on the basis of your cue. Where you rebuild our country, like it looking almost like brand new, but we'll conveniently forget and then blame you for introducing new strains of flu. Welcome to England, where we smile and up in your face, but behind your back we talk about how you're such a disgrace. Well, you're not allowed to play your music with any of that bass, and we eat our food unseasoned, so there's nothing for you to taste. Welcome to England. When time and money is our God, and Friday night's delicatessen is fried potatoes and battered cod. Or if you say good morning, we'll look at you like it's you this odd, then we'll call you Monkey Sam, and then on a good day, golly, well, welcome to England. Welcome to England. Or if you're black, stay back. But to be honest, if you're anything but white, you're under attack. When dignity, respect, honour and power, you'll suffer from a lack. Tick all the boxes, do your job, but you still end up getting a sack. Welcome to England. Where life will never be the same. No more bananas, coconuts and mangoes, all that monkeyness we take. None of that Kunta Kinte stuff. Tony's a much better name. Keep your nose clean, but still make sure notoriety's your only claim to fame. Welcome to England. Where the police protect base crime, openly beating up and all your men was okay at the time. Where we take pride in our colonial past, we're reminiscing on the time when we live by the motto, what's yours is mine, what is mine is mine. Welcome to England. Where everybody is the same, but there's white, European, Scottish and Irish, but all you coloured, you'll just blame. Don't you know that's freedom from slavery, or so we like to claim? Compensated slave owners up until 10 years ago watched you play the reparations game. Welcome to England. We're Christians, but think we're your God. So if you slap your child and claim the spirit, not the rod, we'll put them in a home, we'll leave them sitting on their Todd and let paedophiles mess them up for life. So all they can do is pray to God. Welcome to England. Welcome to England. When once you served, welcome to England. When once you served the time, then leave. But what are you waiting for? Another one to claim. Oh, I can't breathe. Can't you see we really ain't got no more tricks for us up our sleeve? We've played our cards and used up no longer got anything worth adding to even bother to deceive you. So, welcome to your wicked stepmother land.
Our next artist now, but before we do, I just want to say a couple of announcements. One, she mentioned, and you really go for it, she mentioned our Queen's sister, Lady Leo. So there was Brother Dougie in the community who was standing up, and there was Lady Leo. And this year is going to make 5 years since she passed. And on the 20th of September, I'm putting it out from now, there will be flyers going out. There will be an event here to honor our sister queen, Lady Leo. Yeah. So we want the community to turn out for our sister. Okay, I also want to announce there's another queen in here who also has been working tirelessly in the community. She's been holding the Griot Storytelling Festival, and there's going to be a one-day one on Saturday, the 26th of July. So again, you can talk to our sister Chi over there if you want to know more about that event, okay? So now, without further ado, we want to welcome, we want to welcome the great, within our community we have greats, you know. Like, see this man as an international show, and he's just so humble. Oh my gosh. Greatness with humility, there's nothing better than that. So he's a bassist and lyricist. He runs Malachi Studios. He put an event a couple of months ago. Boom! Boom! Let's welcome our brother, Barry Drake!
It's an honor and a privilege to perform to the community. You see, my name is Barry Drake, as the Empress say, you know. Born in England, you see, father was a pastor. We grew up in the church, you see. But music from my way, you see it, and we go down that road there. And you see the adulation you get as an artist, you know, see it. So I was also inspired by Bob Marley and the music that was for us at the time. Because when you look to the right, it was Dennis Brown, you look to the right, left, you have Gregory Isaac behind, you have Freddie McKay, you know, all about consciousness growing here. So as a youth, that is what it gravitated to. And then Babylon realized that and then changed the narrative for youth. You know, see, I always say reggae music is a foundation for our culture. You know, see, and you also not play roots reggae music, usually find some culture and then, you know, see. But music now took me to a space where directly now we start singing and play bass and go through. And we released my first album in 2003 called We Need Love. And on the album, of course, they called Racial Establishment, which was Marcus Garvey words. He said, racial establishment, because the time is now to determine who we are in humanity. And it's in a song. You see, racial establishment, because the time is now, yeah, to determine who we are in humanity. But then put on the whiteness for that. You see, because John was doing go all right. Number one, put no story up because he said to a radical. He said, well, that's great. You can see that's the right thing. That's when we're there today. You see. So, unfortunately, 2019, I lost my son. And then they locked down the world. 2020, you know, see, related to 1st January, they locked down the world in March. And, you know, so obviously I was in shock at the time. And then to hear say, Brother Dougie passed away as well. I said, wait, who the last of one? You know? You know, see, so within that meditation, because we just started a studio and thing, and we put out an EP called Save Humanity, which the first song I write was Look at the Times That We're Living in, you know? And when we used to Brother Dougie pass, I was just inspired to write a song. Because I always admired him from a distance. You know, see it. And I got to know him better when Auntie Jean started doing our Sunday market. And I used to see him every strong when we sit down there. So we get to really understand the virtue, you know? So this one is called Brother Dougie. Brother Dougie, Brother Dougie. Brother Dougie, stalwart of the community, yeah. Brother Dougie, what we're gonna do without you, Brother Dougie. Stalwart of the community, yeah. Brother Dougie, what we gonna do without you? He was here not long ago. Now he's gone through Zion's door. I never knew someone who stayed so selflessly. Was always there to help a family. Like a bubbling fountain, he was there to help and to run things. He never let his people down. Brother Dougie, stalwart of the community, yeah. Brother Dougie, David so selflessly, yeah. Brother Dougie, what we gonna do without you? Brother Dougie, David so selflessly, yeah. Africa was on his mind. The ancestors welcome him home, for sure. I never knew someone who loved their nation more. Was always said to him, I'm a friend. A man of peace, love, and unity, organizing, pulling us together. I always love to see his smile. Brother Dougie, star of the community, yeah. Brother Dougie gave himself so selflessly, yeah. Brother Dougie, what we gonna do without you? Brother Dougie, what we gonna do without you? Brother Dougie, Brother Dougie, remember his name, remember his name. Oh yeah, Brother Dougie, Brother Dougie, remember his name, remember his name. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Dougie, yes, I am. This next tune I'm going to do for the item is called the first word. You know, to create this false illusion as we grow up. We never know so we were such so important as youths. We didn't know that the whole world seemed to surround us. You know? So they create a false narrative and start all us terrible people like we just humanize. When we lay the foundation and everything. See me I said? So this one is a tribute to the ancestors. First one. No. What? Oh, you better put them. Oh, hold on. Sorry. No. Take out the tuning of this thing. Going at the brother looking for. Yes, sir. Yeah, man, our ancestors, you know, gave the world the first writings, first history. We laid the foundation of this world. Where's the stick? Yeah, that's not, brother. No, that's not. Where's my stick? Sorry about this, brother. Yes, that's it. Brother Dougie. Yeah. Brother Dougie. Yes. Alright, ready now? Yeah? Alright. So we run out that time, we'll go sing one song. Alright, this one is short song. With the permission of our ancestors, I'd love to salute you. You're the creators of a great civilization and laid the foundation of this world. You gave the world its first writings, its first history, and should never, ever be forgotten. See you. Deep in the night, they came, robbing everything they can, taking everything they can, like our history, our culture, they took it away. They took away our history, tortured us with brutality. What gives them the right to take our lives? For diamonds and pearls, they want to rule the world. They take us from front of these future places at the back, yeah, and all the time we're still under attack. And oh, why they call like their world? Why do they lie when they know we're first world? Oh, why
They call like third world. Why do they die when they know we're first world? What about the great university of Timbuktu? Million before they even wear shoes. What about the great King Mountain and the temples of love song? And we don't even know if the world is round. And why they fall like third world? Why do they die when they know we're first world? Oh, why they fall like third world? Why do they die when they know we're first world? What about all the mathematical and even natural shapes? Long before my dad was late. What about our ethical principles and duality? Oh yeah, long before they knew about me. And why they fall like the world? Why do they die when they know we're first world? Oh, why they fall like the world? Why do they die when they know we're first world? First, 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 first.
Let's hear it for Barry again. You know, he's been here so long, waiting, and even the fact that he said got cut short. Yeah, we honor you, my brother. You hear? Give thanks. Bless him, Lord. Yeah. Okay, a quick announcement. African Reparations Day, Brixton, Windrush Square. Save the date, 10 a.m. Friday, the 1st of Messiah, or known as the 1st of August 2025. We must take and secure our own reparations. Okay? So now, we're coming to the end of the evening. We are going to have the closing remarks. So I want to thank you. I've been Pandake, and the other host was Jane Angel. I was looking for her to bring her forward. Where is she? Oh, she's outside the park. Okay, so I want to thank you again for this evening. It's been absolutely wonderful, and we want to hand over now to the organizer, and we're going to hand over to Andrew. All right, give that.
Good evening. Well, I just want to put a hand of applause for Kandaki, our host today, and Jane. There's many people here to thank today. The sound, Chestnut community, you alright? But I just want to thank the people that was performing the drumming, the Ras Harper, Brother Dougie, the vibration, and you know Brother Dougie had 4 main areas of one of health, wealth, relationship and personal. Those was his main 4 focus areas. So that's why you see the presentations today. Alright? And my name is Andrew Reed, one of the CFG members. I'm going to invite our chair of the Community Legacy Group. And if you want to give him a round of applause, I'm going to James Buzzley B. We'll send the last closing remarks on behalf of the CFG and to the family of the Brother Dougie.
Yes, so it's been quite a journey. It's been 5 years since we lost our community champion, Brother Dougie, and he's done so much in this community and beyond, and we still miss his presence because when he went, he's left a certain silence in the community because no one can seem to replace him, and because of the kind of energy that he was able to generate and the amount of appeal that he had from all quarters. It didn't matter whether we were up there or whether we were down there. He had your attention, and he had that ability to galvanize people. I think that is a gift that he was born with. I don't think it's something that you can learn to do. I think he was gifted that from the Almighty. So that's why we're here. And I can't believe it's 5 years already. It just feels like yesterday. But also, the first people I want to thank, of course, Williams family for also supporting this effort and for always being there and supporting us. And Carlo, always been there and the rest of the family. So that's the first people that I want to call the rest of the team so you can see who were responsible for all of this work behind the scenes. Can I have with you, Sister Legit? Sister Legit? Sister Legit, come up. Andrew, of course. Andrew, Ras McCoy, of course. And Chalmers, the one and only Chalmers. Yeah, he is the marketing genius. He's the one that did all the videos and the posts that you see. He was responsible for all of that. It was his handiwork that did that. All the videos, brilliant work behind the scenes. And of course, Andrew, he's the one that put the great creative to put the program together, so that we enjoy the program, the order of the program. He's the one that put it together with all the artists, all the performing, all the drummers. I think that was a wonderful program together for you to make sure that you have pretty good music. So thank you, Andrew. And then we have Sister Bridget, who recorded it in stores, all the variety of stores that you see here. It is not a simple job, because there's a certain creativity that goes into it, because you have to find the balance to make sure that we don't have a repetition, and that even the way that the songs are laid out, there's a certain strategy in the way that the songs are in place. So it's not just a thing of just chopping songs anyway. There's a certain creativity that goes with it and professionalism. So, legit, thank you very much. We also have Ras McCoy, who's got the toughest job in this group, controlling the finances. Because he made sure he keeps the purse tight. You go to him and you say, can we? He said, no, there's no money for that. So he keeps the ship afloat to make sure that we are iron profitability every year, and he has to say no. He says more no than yes. He does. So thank you, Ras for the brilliant job in what you've done. Maybe to get financially successful. And of course, I want to thank some of our supporters. We've got Handyman, who has consistently given us sponsorship for the last few years as well. We also have the basketball, our guest team, who also supported us. We also have BAP as well, supporting us, with the drama groups and so forth. They have been very supportive. We also have the community center here supporting us, and SMO, and of course Galaxy. Concert, SLR, the More Knowledge Show, so many different people who have coming to support to make this event, and it's all a community initiative. We're doing it all on our own, of course, Shola, of course, but we're doing it with breath, of course, and Egan, who's already funny. Oh, I'm going to call him. And also Supreme as well, who was promoting the show on his More Knowledge show. So let's call up the people that kept it together today, that keep all the pins of a house together, the foundation that keeps everything flowing, the volunteers. Very important today. Come and pick yourselves up. Carolyn, Pauline, John, come on up. And of course, Maureen, come up. Amanda, make yourself over there, Amanda. And of course, Margaret, you need to help as well, make yourself over there as well. Am I missing anybody? And the host, of course, Kandaki. Yeah, Kandaki. And of course, we take the drummers and Wonder. How can you forget Wonder? We got the Wonder, support us over the last few years, of course, the Wonder. Come on, big cameras, come on. Come on, let's. Let's come over there. This is Wonder here, who also supported us consistently, avid supporter of what we do here. We come with the music and he supports it 100%. So again, big up to Wonder as well. Yes. So this is the team that makes it happen. Of course, Kindaki, gracious, brilliant, magnificent host. The hostess with the mostest. Hostess with the mostest in the beautiful smile. A great job. We also want to thank Angel as well, Jay Angel as well. Also the food, my sister who prepared the food at last minute. She came and stepped in and prepared the food at last minute, so I want to thank my sister for doing catering as well. Yes, we also thank the stallholders for being here, to make it, to bring variety, to show your products, your business and your entrepreneurship. We thank you for making this event a success as well. Just want to thank all the stallholders. So we have a fundraising because we want to do a bench. There's a GoFundMe to do a memorial bench for Brother Dougie. We were making connections earlier on, but we're raising funds to do a bench for Brother Dougie because I think it is a permanent memorial. And it will be more than a bench. It will be a place for conversations. All he will talk about is it will go beyond being a bench. Yes, it's not just a bench to sit on. It's a bench to talk about, have conversations, have debates. So it will be more than a bench. And that's what we're doing. Once we achieve that, we will also have an event, another event around the unveiling of the bench for our champion, our hero, our legend, Brother Dougie. He's a give him a round of applause. Thank you. Yes, also, we want to thank the security. Ed, who has kept the place secure the last few years. We also have to give him thanks as well for a magnificent job. Also, all the performers, Belinda, Dread, all the performers that performed today, we also want to thank them.
Sorry?
Well, the last main challenge is that we need to get out by...
Yeah, we need to get out of here by 9, so we can start packing up. We have to be here by 9. Yeah. Also, we want to, before you go, also when Dougie's mum was with us last year, but she passed as well, so...
I'll patronize you on the 1st of Messiah. Alright? Yeah, because I thought you were coming, I didn't realize you would have this as well. You understand? I didn't realize. Alright, okay, but it's lovely meeting you. Alright. Take care, blessed Lord.
Last year, so we need to have a minute silence to give reverence to her. So please stand, please, to give reverence to Brother Dougie. Yes, thank you very much, and safe journey home. Patronize yourself for the time that we have, remember we have until 9. So, manage your time, and thank you again for coming, and see you next time. Thank you.
Remembers me, tell her hello, yeah? We was doing some work on your road. We were doing some work on your road. One of the gardens. One of the gardens on your side. Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh. He said to me, come in for a coffee. And I said, yeah. Bloody hell. That was awful. I bet you know them, don't you?
I know the guy who murdered the woman.
Because apparently she's
a nice guy. You know him on the street. He's just normal. Very friendly. God knows what was going on in that household.
Supposed to be a voluntary worker or something with the homeless.
Well, she worked with domestic violence. I think maybe because she was in it, she couldn't step back and see the sign. But he helped people who were domestically
and suffering in silence at the same time.
Children.
I thought he might have been like, I didn't realise they were together.
That normal couple.
Yeah, but you don't
once
know
the
what
door
world,
shut,
you don't know, you know what I mean? And you're not next door, you're a couple of doors away.
obviously, maybe what's happening.
I didn't know you used to Brother Dougie as well.
Everyone knows.
That's real, you know what I mean? You know, Yeah, you ready? Sorry.
A coconut drop.
Right, I'm gonna end the live now, peeps. Till next time.